Hello Stampers, and welcome to Laura's Stamp Pad. Today I just wanted to do a little product reveal of the Precision Base Plate for the Big Shot. I know it's been out for a while, but I wanted to really test it out and see exactly how I felt about it before I shared with you my pros and cons and, and how I really felt about this product before, I actually, I didn't want to do it too soon when I didn't really know how I felt. Because I'll be honest, I first got this plate and I tried it out like 1 or 2 times and I was kind of like, I don't really get it. I don't understand why I need it or what it's good for. And so I continued just using my magnetic plate and using my Big Shot that way. Well, finally I decided I was going to give it a full chance and I was going to start using it and see, what I really thought about it. And so when I started using it, I fell in love. So of course you have your precision base plate, and this plate is for those nice intricate detailed framelits, for example the delicate ornaments. So for these nice detailed framelits, the precision base plate is going to really press into each of those and make each of them come out nice and clean each time. That way you don't have to use, an extra shim or a dryer sheet or any sort of wax paper, anything like that. I mean, we've tried them all just to try to get that perfect look and to make the images pop out so perfectly and just, all those little extra tips and tricks that we've used in the past. Now we have the precision base plate, which is going to get that nice detailed image, nice and perfectly clean, and it's going to work really well. And you'll also use that with your multi-purpose platform. So your multi-purpose platform is closed, and then the precision base plate is upside down. So you don't want to use it on this side, and it says, this is not a cutting surface. So it says to flip it over. So this is your cutting surface. You will lay down your cardstock, your framelit. I don't have cardstock right here right now. So your cardstock, your framelit, and then just one of the top little pieces here. So the thing that I super loved about it is that I was only using one of these. So when they come in a pack of 2, it was awesome because I feel like I can get more mileage out of this because I'm only using one at a time. And as you can see, that gets like all boogered up and you can still see through it really well. So I think it's super fabulous still. And of course it is bowed just a little bit. I try each time, to run it through this way and run it through that way and then again this way. But it still tends to get bowed after a while anyway. So I was super excited about only using one of these top clear sheets because, then I could get more mileage out of it. You'll run it through your Big Shot, just like you normally would, and then you have that awesome look. So the more I used it, the more I started to see that it really did cut very well. So I just did this. I cut out this image in the silver foil, and I did it with the magnetic plate. So here's the magnetic plate, and I'll try to hold it still so you can see. So you'll see that it's nice and cut, but nothing has popped out, and if you look at the back side, you can hardly see full cut through. It's very, very faint, and then a little on the outside is nice and cut. And I will say I cranked it through again and again, so 3 times, and this is what I got. Then I did it on the precision base plate, and this is what I got. So you can see it's nice and cut. Again, none of the pieces are exactly popped out, but you can easily just start pressing on those, or of course you could use your Big Shot die brush, which I love, 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 love that thing. Can't speak enough about it. But you can press those through. If I press any of these, it's just gonna bend. They're not completely cut through. Like these here on the end might be, maybe, a few of them. See, that one I feel like I had to help tear it out. Yeah. And see, then this one, it's ripping. It's ripping that back piece. So you can see how the precision base plate really does do those nice even cuts just oh ever so perfectly. So I super love it for that, and started to realize, you know, what I was missing out on, and that I didn't have to use a dryer sheet, and I didn't have to use, you know, any sort of extra shim or anything on it, or put it back through and try to run it through to get a few more little pieces to pop out. So I did love it for that. I also love it for the fact that I only have to use one of the clear sheets. The other thing that I super fell in love with is it is flat. This piece here does not bow. It is very strong and it's flat. And so whenever you lay it down with your framelit on top, your framelit is not going to slide or move or anything, and that's what happens whenever you use the magnetic. I never really could, like, I love the magnetic platform, and it's super strong. Like you can see, it's super strong, that's not going anywhere. But when you would lay this on top of it, it's still super strong. As you can see, it's not coming off there. But the more this piece bows, the more it's difficult to get it to stay nice and flat. For example, this one has been used a lot more. As you can see, it's not as clear. It is completely bowed up. I lay that on there and it's not actually catching the magnet till it hit that edge and started to get a little bit smaller. So whenever I lay that there, then it's not going to stay in place like I want it to for the magnetic platform. Now, of course, I could always flip it over, but then I have this bowl image. My husband always makes fun of me and says that I need more of these because he could eat cereal out of this. So I understand that, yes, it's very bowed, and I probably could use a new one sometime soon, but it's not laying on the cardstock, if I had cardstock, it's not laying it on there flat. Or, you know, I could set it off to the side, and then now, of course, it's like super popped up. Let's see if you can. It's super popped up on this side because I have it laid flat on this side. So I always hated that, or you'd have like a smaller framelit would like slide down and you'd be like, no, I really want it over here, or, you know, whatever it might be. So whenever I would do that, you know, you'd have your little bowl here shaking around, and you'd place this one on top and you'd smash it and press it through as hard as you could. Here, as I shake the whole table, sorry about that. Whereas whenever you use this one, there's no bowing happening. So even if I have my bowed plate here, and you can see it's not actually touching the framelit because it's bowed up, but whenever I push it through, it's still gonna lay nice and flat, and of course the bowing of this is going to pop down as I run it through the Big Shot, and it's gonna go through perfectly. Or I could lay it through this way, and it doesn't matter, like it's gonna go through and then it's gonna slowly pop down and roll around. So that was the thing that I fell in love with the precision base plate. It is always flat. It is always nice and secure. It always gets a nice, great image on your delicate, detailed pieces. Of course, I also have this one here. This one is the Rose Wonder, and I love using it for that. I will say that Stampin' Up! Says that it's best to use it for your delicate pieces, but not to use it for your actual like framelits or anything, because it could make your framelits kind of bow a little bit. You'll see this one doesn't quite lay flat, as it's a little bit, you know, popped up on the ends. I haven't really found that to be a problem, and maybe it'll become a problem later. I'm not really sure. I've been using this. Well, this framelit came out in the Occasions Mini in January, and I've been using it oodles and oodles of times, and I don't see that my image comes out wrong or unclear or, you know, like pulled or anything, so I'm really not that worried about that part of it. I will say here's, oh wait, not this one. Here's another set. This is the Lots of Labels framelits, and I have noticed that the biggest one there is also a little like popped up. He doesn't lay completely flat. He has a little bit of spots. So he's probably, you know, bowed or a little bit because of maybe this. Maybe it's because of something that I did or the way I ran it through. I'm not really sure. But I will say, you know, that they recommend using the magnetic plate for your framelits because it can do that. So it is possible that that will happen. I will say that I honestly am not that worried about it at this time. I haven't seen it be a problem enough to where I would stop using it. So my thing is I super love the precision base plate for that flat look, for that delicate detail. And I also like, that it's nice and small to carry around. Of course, I still have to carry around both of these. But if I'm going to a class or anything, I can do my embossing with this. And then I only need to bring this plate for all my framelits, whereas before I would take this for my embossing, my magnetic plate for my framelits, and it was a little bit bulkier, and of course I always had to have the 2 plates and everything else. Of course, I will say the magnetic plate can't be used for anyone with a pacemaker or anything like that, as it is a super strong magnet. Now, I'm not saying I don't love the Big Shot magnetic plate. It still is super useful, but I will just say that I love the precision base plate better, and it's working better for my needs, and it's definitely something that I go to more often than the magnetic plate. So I just wanted to give you a nice little, up close and personal on the precision base plate, just in case you had questions or wondered, why do I need a new plate, or why do I need that? What is it going to do for me, or what are the pros and cons of it? So I just wanted to share my honest opinion on it. Let me know what your thoughts are on it, or how you use it, and I'd love to hear from you too as well, to see what your thoughts are, or if you have any other questions, or if you would like to hear any other up close and personals on another product. I'd love to review another product for you. Just let me know in the comments below which one you would like to hear from, and I'll be sure to try my best to do that. Of course, you can check out lots of projects that I've created on my blog at laurastamppad.com, and be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you're new, as I post every Tuesday and Thursday. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye-bye.